Thank you. You can sit down, thank you. All right. Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for joining me tonight for my 10th State of the City address. It's hard to believe I've had the privilege of serving as the mayor of this great city for a decade now, but here we are. The time has gone by fast. Just like the first day I walked into City Hall, though, as mayor, I still feel every day is a privilege. Today, I'm as appreciative as ever that the people of Jersey City have allowed me this opportunity. It's a dream job in every way, and I still wake up every morning excited about the work ahead. It's also true that we've achieved so much in a relatively short period of time. I do remember when we started, we were told by some that our goals were maybe a little bit too aggressive, and maybe some people would say they're even unachievable. I would often say, though, that one day we'll be the best mid-sized city in the country, with people wanting to come here by the tens of thousands. I would say to anyone who would listen that eventually other cities would emulate our public policies as an example of good government everywhere across the country. We were never that before, but I'm proud to stand there today and say we have not only met almost every goal we've set out to achieve, but we've also exceeded even the most ambitious expectations. The facts speak to not only the incredible improvements we've achieved, but beyond the statistics, you can drive, you can bike, you can walk around the city and visibly see firsthand the changes that have occurred under our watch. Today, we stand as the economic engine of New Jersey. We're building schools despite limited money from the state. We're solving transportation issues despite the challenges around funding. We're investing more in people than at any point in our history. Plainly speaking, we're confronting the hard challenges and we're solving them. A few weeks ago, a reporter asked me, "What is the most important political advice I've ever received?" I turned around and I said the most important advice I ever got was probably also the worst advice. I remember the moment clearly. On election day in 2013, as we waited for the results to come in, someone candidly offered advice and said to me, "Hey, to get reelected, all you have to do is one thing, just avoid controversy." And I should be mindful that anytime I try to do something, anything that changes the status quo, there's always some sort of controversy that follows. He said, just tread carefully, keep things as they are, don't rock the boat. I'm actually proud that we've done the exact opposite. And at times I feel like I'm even capable of pushing maybe a little bit too much with big ideas, but we've been able as an administration to dream big ideas, and I really feel like we've tried to be bold enough to push them forward. Because to me, that's what leadership is about. Every day for the last 10 years, that's how I view my responsibilities. Let's think big, because that is what our city and our residents deserve. So before we talk about details of the state of the city, I want to take this opportunity to share again just my sincere gratitude for this opportunity. I mean, thank you for entrusting me to lead this special city in a renewed direction. So I said earlier that Jersey City has become the economic backbone of the state, with economic growth, housing development, attracting businesses large and small, and ultimately accruing tax revenue that alleviates the financial burdens of Jersey City, but also of the entire state of New Jersey. I want to put that into perspective a little bit. So let's start with, since 2013, there's over 17,000 units have been approved by planning and zoning boards here in Jersey City. So a big number. During that same time, over 15,000 residential certificate of occupancies were also approved. Additionally, between new development and expanding property values, this year we are collecting more than $1 billion additional in property tax revenues from when we started. In fact, during my administration, our property market values have jumped over $20 billion in 10 years here in Jersey City. So all of this points to the fact that our local economy has proven to be resilient, it's proven to be strong, and we are a city where people can feel confident they can invest. Over the last 10 years as mayor, we've introduced 7 budgets with no tax increases on the municipal side, as I've been exceptionally mindful of your finances. But it's not lost on me that last year was a difficult year with a large tax increase on the heels of COVID. And I wish we could have avoided it. The reality is the pandemic did create havoc on our budget. This year, despite national inflation of 6% and unprecedented cost increases for goods and services, will introduce a budget with only a 2% increase in your taxes, and that equates to about $7 a month on the average house. We're getting back to the basics of financial stability and delivering a tax bill that is well below the rate of inflation. With all the financial hardships that residents are dealing with on a personal level, we don't want to add to that burden with a large tax increase. Importantly, though, a livable city is not only mindful of your personal finances from a tax standpoint, but it's also focused on affordability. Jersey City has punched above our weight with the state's affordability challenges, despite the fact that our neighbors aren't building nearly enough housing in their cities, and that puts pricing pressure on cities like us. Beyond market rate housing that I mentioned earlier, we have taken aggressive steps to move forward on affordable housing more than anywhere else in New Jersey. Our actions that this City Council have done will lay the foundation for future generations to grow their families here in Jersey City. Use Bayfront as an example. If the Bayfront redevelopment had proceeded under the original plans, only 5% of the 8,000 units slated for that site would have been affordable for low and middle income families. However, I saw an opportunity along with the City Council, and we've increased the affordable housing requirement exponentially. And plainly speaking, what that means is we've increased the number of affordable units to the site from 400 to 2,800 affordable units when it's finished. It's a big number. And beyond Bayfront, you tell me, what other city do you know that is finding ways to acquire and expand new public housing in their city? I can tell you Jersey City is. Despite public housing shortages nationwide, Jersey City is actually adding to our public housing inventory. For the first time in 40 years, we recently acquired a new building that will transform into 100% affordable housing in partnership with the Jersey City Housing Authority. Also with the Housing Authority, just last month, we announced ambitious plans to redevelop Holland Gardens into a model mixed-income community. The project not only preserves all 192 existing affordable units with the right of return for the existing current residents, but also expanding affordability by adding more units set aside for seniors and affordable housing units set aside for family ownership. As another point, as I stand here with all of you tonight, we are merely steps away from the Division of Affordable Housing, which we established in 2019 to help more residents get the help that they need to find an affordable house or place to live with their families. We're also working with the City Council from the legislative standpoint to preserve and expand affordable housing, from creating the city's first affordable housing ordinance to the state's first overlay program. The fact is, it's working. Hundreds of units are in queue or approved, and for the first time in years, we've seen the first affordable housing construction approved in areas that historically lacked affordable opportunities. We have more work to do, I'll be the first to say it, but our plan is working. So I'll ask you a question. Beyond finances, what are the other necessities to make a city a desirable place to live? I'd say public safety ranks towards the top of that list. Nationwide, violent crime continues to increase at an alarming rate. We see that all the time. In contrast, our administration has led Jersey City in the opposite direction, with nearly all areas of crime decreasing citywide. We actually ended 2022 with a nearly 50% decrease in homicides and a 30% decrease in shootings since my first full year in office. And we're on track for even better results in 2023. Of the nearly 800 police officers, 800 that I've hired since I became mayor, 3 out of every 4 are minorities. And this is a direct result of our ongoing diversity recruitment efforts, which also have grown the police department to the largest size it has been in decades. I am a firm believer that the police department should reflect the city it serves, and in Jersey City, we are doing just that. Since day one of my tenure, my commitment has never wavered to enhance the police department by both quantity and, more importantly, in quality. We are working to combat crime from every angle, including how we train our police officers, not just at the beginning of their careers, but throughout their decades of service to keep up with the constantly evolving laws and cultural considerations. That brings me to our investment in training. Construction is underway at the city's first ever de-escalation training center located on our DPW campus. Heeding the public's call for better de-escalation practices, This facility will include our first 360-degree simulator, which is the most effective training for de-escalation. And the training center will open at the end of this year. Public safety, though, also entails fire safety. We've come a long way since inheriting a fire department where multiple firehouses were inoperable every day due to understaffing. For the first time in 85 years, this past summer, we created two brand new companies within our fire department, the high-rise unit and the rapid intervention crew, expanding from 26 to 28 companies operating every single day. Just a few months ago, I had the honor of promoting the fire department's first female deputy chief, also making her New Jersey's highest ranking professional female firefighter in the entire state. I think she's actually here today. You want to stand up for us briefly? You were also awarded the top 1% of fire protection nationwide for the first time. Clearly, we are moving in a positive direction. Uniform public safety has been an undeniable investment we've made. The benefits show, but public safety is more than just police and fire. Traffic fatalities are the leading cause of preventable deaths across the nation, and we're taking the important steps to implement real life-saving improvements here in Jersey City. It takes leadership, it takes commitment, it takes innovation, and as a result of our willingness to effectively think outside the box together, we are saving lives. Last year, we had 0 traffic deaths on city roadways as a direct result of the key safety improvements that we've made together. Prior to these changes, the city would average 10 traffic-related deaths per year. So let me put that in a different perspective. It is a meaningful difference to get that down to 0 last year. That's families that are still together, where perhaps under different circumstances, there would be different outcomes. And how do we do this? By making sure each neighborhood is intimately involved every step of the way. If something doesn't work just right, we use residents' feedback to make changes until we've effectively achieved our collective goal. Since becoming the first municipality in New Jersey to adopt Vision Zero in 2017, we've installed over 600 speed humps citywide at the direct request of residents. Over 400 intersections have been upgraded to improve safety. We built 20 miles of protected bike lanes in just 3 years. It takes a willingness to try new things that are not being done anywhere else. Lastly, it takes leadership, not just from local government, but from all of you, everyone in the community. So beyond finances and public safety, what else makes a city a desirable place to live? I believe it's a place that continually invests in better facilities to better serve its residents, and we're doing that here in Jersey City. We've been a consistent proponent of using our development tools for meaningful community givebacks because I know that we can't build these critical community assets without government resources. Right now, we have a new homeless shelter under construction. We have 2 new public schools under construction that commenced without state help. We have a new library under construction and a second library in the works. We have acres upon acres of new parks coming online in the densely populated city. We have a new senior center under construction in the Heights. We have a new police precinct under construction for the East District. In fact, we are literally surrounded by progress as I stand before you today, delivering my 10th State of the City address from the 9th floor of this highly anticipated public safety headquarters. We're taking the public safety buildings that were located throughout the city and consolidating them under one roof, right here. And by doing so, we're saving taxpayer dollars, we're streamlining public services, we're creating a 24/7 police presence, and ultimately reinvigorating the area to boost the local economy. On the ground floor of this building will be Jersey City's first ever police and fire recruitment center in conjunction with an interactive exhibit designed for field trips to encourage residents, families, children to visit this building. We want the whole community to be part of celebrating this historic achievement when we officially open this next week, and we hope you'll all be there for that. The public safety headquarters is the 4th and final building to complete the Jackson Square City Hall Annex. When I took office, I knew we could do better by Ward F. So in 2015, we launched the municipal complex vision to revitalize the area with the largest public investment in decades. It would bring public-facing city services to one place on the south side of the city, right here. It'd be near mass transit and easily accessible to everyone, and it would bring thousands of jobs to an area in need of the investment. Today, I can confidently say that is exactly what it has achieved. Now, how did we do all this and manage costs, you might ask? Well, the answer is we really have a great team that is always finding creative solutions to lower costs while delivering great products. Use our direct hire program with the Hudson County Building Trades. For years, the Hudson County Building Trades have been advocating for a direct hire program where we hire union labor direct from the union halls and cut out the general contractor. It sounds good in practice, but no city in New Jersey ever really tried it successfully. Enter Jersey City. We've not only implemented the direct hire program, but we did so while saving our residents millions of dollars and getting more local residents working on the jobs. There were some kinks to work out when we started, but we were able to kind of figure all that stuff out, and there isn't a week that goes by now where another city in New Jersey doesn't call to ask how we did this and how we can help them replicate the program in their city. But let's go back to that question I asked earlier. What else makes residents want to live in a dense urban area like Jersey City? Beyond finances, beyond public safety, I think nightlife, culture, and arts are key components. And in Jersey City, we are doing more on this front than anywhere in New Jersey. We've used our tools to facilitate construction of 3 black box theaters that are completed downtown now. One went to a local nonprofit called Nimbus, one went to another local nonprofit, Art House Production, and the third will open later this year, and we're in talks with major potential partners to call this facility their home. And in Journal Square, we'll be investing more than $200 million towards creating the Museum of Jersey City History at the Apple Tree House. We're renovating the historic Lowe's Theater, 3,000-seat theater, and of course the North America home of the Centre Pompidou here in Jersey City. If I had told you 10 years ago that one of the most important museums and cultural institutions in the world would have locations in Paris, Brussels, Seoul, Korea, Saudi Arabia, and their only North American location would be in Journal Square in Jersey City, would you have believed me? Well, it's happening. And with a target date of opening in early 2026, Journal Square will be home to a cultural center that showcases Picasso's, Chagall's, and also, more importantly, invests in the community programming and, most importantly, youth development. For our local artists that are here, we've also created mechanisms to support our arts and culture for the short term and the long term. The Arts and Culture Trust Fund that you, the voters, overwhelmingly approved has become yet another success story where we were the first in New Jersey to implement it. And now large cities from across the country are reaching out for direction on how they too can replicate it. Everything I've touched on so far tonight represents remarkable progress for this city, things that we've never done before. However, I did open my State of the City mentioning social services and investing in people. And that brings me to some of the most important work we do as a city and the most important for our residents. And that's the work around HHS, or Health and Human Services. These are social services that impact residents in the most meaningful of ways. It's our most important mission to provide more life-changing support and opportunities for families who are far too often the ones left behind due to social inequities and other injustices. Let's start with access to healthy foods. That is often a challenge in urban areas with diverse populations like Jersey City. This past year, we opened the city's second Healthy Greens Jersey City vertical farm. Located in public housing, it provides over 500 pounds of free produce to hundreds of local families here in Jersey City. Our Healthy Greens program goes far beyond providing healthy greens, though. It is a partnership with the community to encourage more residents to adopt healthier lifestyles. To further advance these public health efforts, this year we are building a standalone food pantry within Curry's Woods using federal grants. This is in conjunction with programs around healthy corner stores and senior supermarket tours. Under Director Stacy Flanagan, who happens to be here as well, healthier diets have been a core part of improving lives. And that's not all HHS is doing. From expanded veteran services to confronting health issues like monkeypox, our health department has been a leader across the country. And when I said the city has been an example earlier in the update, I wasn't exaggerating. On a more global scale, we helped reunite families who escaped the Taliban, Ukrainian children and mothers fleeing Russian military invasions, residents from Haiti, Latin America, Africa, and Asia looking for a better opportunity. We are the only municipality in the United States of America with federal approval for our immigration program. Jersey City has set a national precedent for helping immigrants navigate the corridors of the immigration system and accessing life-saving services. We have proven to be leaders in integrating immigrants in a unique and inclusive public health strategy because we believe everyone deserves a chance to succeed, regardless of which country you're born in. Jersey City is a welcoming city, a place that provides endless opportunities for everyone, the same opportunities that you and I have had. Speaking of opportunities, the most important part of creating a pathway to success is to make quality education more accessible. Despite financial challenges statewide, we found ways to build several new schools, creating thousands of new seats to alleviate overcrowding and provide the quality education all 30,000 Jersey City students deserve. No city in New Jersey has created more new seats for public education than Jersey City. Our administration was the driving force behind Explore 2000, which is 250 students. We were the impetus behind building the PS16 Annex with more than 200 students. Last month, we approved the Empowerment Charter School construction using city land, which will have over 2,000 students. Next month, we'll break ground on Liberty Science Center High School, which will have more than 400 students. These are all public school seats that we created without state help. As a point of reference, Liberty Science School will be the state's most innovative high school, offering students one of the top STEM educations in the entire region. But learning doesn't stop at the end of school, and that's why our commitment to higher education institutions are an absolute priority. We are working closely with the county government to reimagine Hudson County Community College as part of our Journal Square revitalization plan. And I also want to make clear that NJCU is a vital part of the fabric of our community, and it is not an option to have campus life disappear from this part of the city. We've been working closely with Senator Stack to secure the necessary funds here, but at the same time, I will say I do agree with Governor Murphy that accountability is important, and it would be absolutely irresponsible to give a blank check of taxpayer money for an institution that doesn't yet have the necessary guardrails in place to protect it around leadership. And the sooner that those conversations can complete, I am sure the sooner that we can move forward on the funding situation. We all agree the college campus provides indispensable opportunities to families here in Hudson County, and we are committed to keeping that here. Our administration made a commitment to the west side of Jersey City and even beyond Bayfront. We have the upcoming light rail extension. We have the NJCU redevelopment plan. We have various private residential developments all happening on the west side of Jersey City. I made you a promise during my first campaign for mayor to move development beyond the waterfront, spreading prosperity into every neighborhood in every ward. NJCU failing would set all of that back indefinitely, and that is not an option. In every project or venture, each step we take requires close collaboration with residents, and I believe we are stronger for it. None of this progress would be possible without the incredible team of department directors that I've been lucky enough to work with during my tenure. To bring these ambitious plans to reality can often take years of unrelenting dedication, but this city has never had a more solid team behind it. And also, I'd like to highlight our city council members, led by Council President Joyce Waterman. I mean, they deserve a ton of credit, and I would ask them to please stand up. Thank you to each of our 9 council members for helping to lead our communities and advocating for the needs of our neighborhoods. We have a lot of truly incredible development happening in every corner of the city, and I've just touched on a small part of it. Over the past 10 years, we've laid the groundwork for many impactful projects, and my job as mayor is to see them through to completion. While I've made it known that I won't be seeking re-election in 2025, I have complete confidence that the foundation we've worked so hard to build during my term will allow for new leaders to come in and continue to move Jersey City forward. You would be hard-pressed to find another city that is making this kind of progress, and there will be no slowing down over the next 2 years. This much I promise. Thank you for coming out tonight, and have a great night.